Table right there.
Lunch at Bilbo's Barbecue outside of Atlanta. The ribs are hot, the tea sweet, the table's full.
Barbecue's good, though.
Local stockbroker Steve Sampler is taking a client to lunch, advising on the
You
menu.
want to come around here? Will you
This
take
part of
our
the country
order?
is fairly conservative, and that reflects Steve's own advice to clients. Build wealth safely, nothing too risky.
That's it.
But Steve does not take his own advice. Steve recently lost $40,000 in an oil and gas scam, purchasing unregistered shares in non-producing oil wells.
If it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone.
He's right about that. Steve is a licensed professional stockbroker, smart, with 2 degrees, accounting and marketing management. But he was taken in by a con man with a telephone.
Of course, they did say that they really hated for me to miss this opportunity, and I would probably never get this type of opportunity again.
The con used an old trick, scarcity, telling Steve there were only a few units left to invest in and he had to move quickly. He'd make 10 times his investment. Steve did not bite at first, but the calls continued, week after week.
As I began to talk to him more, and of course he knew basically he was wearing me down.
Steve began to know and like the salesman, a big mistake.
Everyone has a tendency to trust people. Once you get to know them, particularly, you want to trust them. You don't want to think bad of them.
It's not going to happen in the first call. It's going to happen after months and months of doing business with that person, that you're going to be endeared to the personality and share intimate things about your life with them. When somebody starts taking you down that personal lane and asking you about memories and asking you about what makes you tick, they're doing what I'm telling you I did, which was set up my arsenal for the close.
The salesman I dealt with, I knew all about his family, his wife, his children, where he lived.
Steve sent $20,000 in and received official-looking securities and did some due diligence.
I talked to the district manager in Dallas. Oh, yes, there are 15 wells out there. Everything was just right in place.
So he sent in another $20,000, and it was gone. The shell company liquidated, shut down by the authorities.
He's your friend, but then one day, he disappears.
Still, how and why does a professional like Steve fall for this?
The older I've gotten, the more risk I'm willing to take for some reason. But you know, I think what that stems from is I'm not where I thought I should be at this point in life. Oh, I'm trying to hit home runs.
Steve, like so many investors, was trying to play catch-up, an all-too-common tendency among mature investors. He wanted to hit one out of the park.
Home runners strike out more often than the base hitters. And that's what happened to me. And that's what will happen to anyone else that is not very careful, especially today.